What's up? What's happening? You right here on Cutthroat Media. And shit, your boy is back. So, let's get into it. You got your boy, Floyd Mayweather, will seem to be passing the torch down to Terence Crawford. He done spoke on Crawford. He done congratulate him where he at least spoke that he always reach out to the guys. You know, he was speaking on that, seeing that fight, he wouldn't really wish that on his enemy. Well, he didn't. He agreed to that comment and showed that Floyd was concerned watching Earl get his ass hacked up, watching their investment lose value by all the words that he spoke and then the things that happened to him in that ring. You can lose value like that. Don't talk shit. You know what I mean? You are an investment. Show your quality through your character and through your talents, through your training and whatever you have to do. But learn to shut your mouth if you can't follow through. Earl Spence could not deliver. I repeat, Earl Spence could not deliver. Now that it's Terence Bud Crawford season. Let's get that correct. Terence Bud Crawford season. We have to wonder what's next. What's his options? What we got coming up? And shit. Cutthroat Media, we narrowed down on this shit. We want to know too. So when we get to it, we get to seeing Boots. We get to thinking about Boots. Everybody want to see Boots jump in. Everybody want to see Boots do his thing, bust some heads and everything. And we speaking on about Crawford was supposed to, on his first comments, he was talking about moving up to 154. Because, Crawford, he likes to be accordingly. He was going 1, 2, 3, 4. He did the 130. Then he went to the 135. Then from 135, he went to 140. And then from 140, he went to 147. He ain't hop weight classes at the beginning. He didn't hop that at all. I never seen that within his career. And he never ducked a mandatory. Let's keep that in mind. Terence Crawford already stated he never ducked a mandatory. So, when he had the interview and he spoke on, okay then, he said, I never ducked a mandatory. Why did Boots didn't hit me up? Why didn't Boots didn't come for the WBO? Why he went for the IBF? Boots and them, and you got Bozy, who spoke on quite naturally since they had beat everybody in the division and they was ranked number 1 for the IBF. They was gonna go for it. But we know what happened, right? Al Heyman threw some chips on that. So, because he owed Keith Thurman a favor. And they was able to slide Keith Thurman in for the running. But then, they already had the body for him to fix Barrios. And then after that, they talk about like he was really that nigga. Barrios ain't on a Jerron Ennis level. And the reason Jerron Ennis wasn't complaining because it's with the company that they associate with. Hush. Hush. Don't fuck up that check. Because at first they was running their mouth left and right. But then they came and got their ass bought out. They run with Espinosa. They run with TGB. You get what I'm saying? Tom Brown. They run with Showtime, associated, and his promoter is D&D Boxing. Cameron Duncan. Yeah, that's Jerron and his promoter. And he's associated with TGB and associated with Showtime. He's doing a contract deal with them. And guess what? It sounds like they like a three partner deal with PBC, because it's funny how Jerron Ennis gets thrown out. His name get thrown out so heavy and shit, like on the PBC level. I know we love seeing this guy. Is it the fact that he's real nice that people want to see him, or is it the fact that he's associated with the big dog Heyman? Who knows? That I don't know, but I get curious sometimes. My mind just flutters, you know. Yeah. So, but what's realistic? What do we got? We got a chance with Ennis, but we were speaking on Ennis, having a fight Stanley on this. Stanley on this, fuck around and be stanky on this. Fucking with boots. Gilly the Kid. Hey, I need to check that $1 million worth of game out, because that shit was funny though. Stanley on this, fuck around and be stinky on this, fucking with boots. But man, so if Jerron Ennis and boots, Jerron Ennis can't get the fight with Crawford, and Crawford ain't trying to fuck with it unless the money is thrown out on a decent level. And I know some people was thinking, well, what about Keith Thurman? Keith Thurman doesn't have nothing, and they ain't throwing no fucking money out behind Keith Thurman that's gonna make them, because they know that Keith Thurman ain't in shape for Crawford. It's a waste of money. See, Crawford is partner in a deal. Partner with PBC. He's not owned by PBC. Who's owned by PBC is Keith Thurman. Who's owned by PBC is Brian Mendoza. Who's owned by PBC is Jamel Charlo. Who's owned by PBC is Earl Spence. Who owned by PBC is Gervonta Tank Davis. Who's owned by PBC. Well, and the Tank Davis and Mayweather promotion. All of them simultaneously. Al Heyman and Mayweather owns all of these guys. Jamal, you got who else? Shit, it's just so many more, man. Deontay Wilder, I don't know if he fucking broke from the contract. It's so many more. But by way of permission through Crawford, through a proper pay, Crawford will bang out Jerron Ennis. But Crawford, it's some key things that Crawford want when he fight. He want belts and money. Do Jerron Ennis have a belt? Is Jerron Ennis a world champion? No. Sit your ass down. Jerron Ennis is not a world champion. Jerron Ennis do not have a belt. And do this guy have a large amount of money as investors to back this fight with him? We so far have not seen it yet. Make motherfucking sense. So, chances are Jerron Ennis is going to have to fight standing on this for a Crawford fight. Then he's guaranteed up, and Crawford will not duck that. If Crawford holds onto that belt and these two fight, it's going to be guaranteed to Crawford and Ennis fight. I believe Ennis will destroy Stankonis, Emantis Stanionis. You dig? And Keith Thurman, whew, I feel bad for him while he's ducking off from Clarissa Shields and running off, man. Hey, I figure he probably go for that shit. I figure he might go for it. So, but yeah, that's that. Now, what if Crawford go up to 154? Then guess who's up for the WBO? Guess who's up for the WBC? Brian Mendoza for the WBC, Tim Tszyu for the WBO. So who will be his highest chance? It'll be Tim Tszyu. It won't be Charlo. Charlo will be busy. Charlo's going to have to fuck around and take a break. He's not going to instantly go for Crawford. He's not. He's not, y'all. Trust me. Y'all can say what y'all want. Don't let it be. He's not going to go for him. I'm going to tell you, Tim Tszyu wants Crawford. Jaron Ennis wants Crawford. Tank Davis wants Crawford, but will get his little ass crushed. So sit his ass down. Canelo Alvarez do not want no Crawford. Keith Thurman, he wants Crawford, but who's going to put the money behind him? If the money's put behind him, I will be surprised. And it have to be a big ass penny. And it better be double digits. If it ain't 8 digits, Crawford don't want it. Sorry. Now we get down to the list. Who's really that cat? Who's really gonna fight Crawford? Because the chances of Errol Spence having this rematch is very little. His chance of having this rematch is very little. 38%? Come on, man. It's small. Crawford versus Spence? Get that shit out of here. That's over with. So we're going to go to the 154 and we're going to look at what we got there. We're looking at Crawford wanting, Jamel. Now, when we look at this list, we're going to look at the possibilities, and the highest possibilities is PBC. Why? Because PBC in-house and Crawford has a contract to honor with PBC. Yeah, y'all. Here's the juice. Y'all can't tell me Cutthroat Media ain't about to bring you some real shit. This is real analytics. This is the real breakdown. And if I say that wrong, I apologize. I'm not too flavorful with these words, but and I'm really not trying to be. I'd rather be more real than to sound real. Real shit. With that being said, let's look at the reality of life. In the realm of 154, Crawford has a chance with Jermell Charlo. No, why? Because he's with Canelo Alvarez. Now, that could be on the next fight. But see, at the moment, as things going in, I would say the highest chance of Crawford fighting anybody will be anywhere within PBC. And Errol Spence to be coming back, he had to fight his way in to even make sure he has his shot at the belt. So what's the main thing to do? You go at the end terms. So what they'll do, if Earl's to come back and don't fight Crawford, Earl's going to fight the weakest link within PBC. And they going to feel it's Mendoza. But Mendoza is pretty tough. But I think Earl will pull through. And if they don't, they're going to give him Tim Tszyu. Because the whole key thing is to make Errol Spence world champion. Do y'all hear this story? Now, if he go to 160, he's not going to be able to fight Vincento. He's not going to be able to fight Janabek. Those two got a fight coming up in October. If not August, no, October. Can we move on? So his highest chance will be Landy, which Landy is on a sit down. He's nowhere to be found. Where the fuck is this guy? Otherwise, he had to fight his buddy, which could be a high chance, is Jamal Charlo. Reason of Jamal Charlo is Jamel's Charlo brother. And after Terence Crawford smashed Jamel, and after Terence Crawford smashed Jamal naturally, as Jamel's brother, even worse, twin brother will have a feel towards Crawford, willing to have a fight. Chances are, chances are. But chances are it's not, because by the time Jamal come back, it's a chance they will seeing him as Irizlandi because Jamal will come back weak. So it's a high chance that Crawford won't fight Irizlandi because PBC, permanent fighters will get the man, will get, the courtesy to fight first. So they'll send Jamal and Irizlandi to take him out. And the reason why Jamal will overtop Irizlandi is because Irizlandi is 40, plus he has a title, which what that'll do, that will unify Jamal, making him a more valuable fighter at 160. Now you get down to the point where you see Canelo even having a shot with Jamal. So they're going to have to choose between Irizlandi and Canelo. But see, the thing is, Jamal won't be fighting Canelo if Jamel wins, because the second shot for Canelo is to regain his title back. If he regain, if he don't claim his title from the first fight, he's going to be back fighting Jamel for the second fight, which makes it a big chance that Jamel is going to be busy for a Crawford fight, which leaves Crawford bouncing around to his next victims. The reason why I say Crawford bounced around to his next victim is because Crawford has stated he's willing to go up to 168, which changed everything. And therefore, reason that we get this chart. I like this shit. It's too hot, bruh. I swear. I fucking y'all heads up. So, all of these motherfuckers got belts pretty much. Or they intern and belt to go for the let me not even say the WBO, but the world titles. Now, this Canelo Alvarez is giving so many shots to keep his belts. 3 shots to keep his belts. And the last fucking shot, it'll be a chance that somehow Earl slide in, but it's a chance that he don't. See, this is going to be about fighting for the belt, losing the belt, maintaining the belt, walking away with the belt, or being respected enough to say, okay, then, you can't say respected, motherfucker. If a motherfucker win, you just gonna walk away with it. Well, but just to get the 3 shots, let's just leave it at that. There's nothing more to put to it. So, with that being said, man, like I say, Canelo, if he loses to Jamel, then he's gonna go for the second shot. And if he go for the second shot and he loses to Jamel, then Canelo's gonna be left to fight. Ooh, shit. Earl. If it ain't gonna be Earl, man, because Earl gonna be busy within these fights. Because Earl gonna have to have a bang out. So the time Crawford be going for his next one, Earl be going his next route. So yeah. It's gonna be a rendezvous between the twins. It's gonna be a rendezvous between the twins. Canelo has got some work ahead of him. Because we do know we got Boo Boo, and we do know we got, David Benavidez. And you know what I'm thinking? David Benavidez gonna come somewhere up in this shit, y'all. I know they want to slide in Earl, but they have no choice. Earl was never thinking about going to 168. He was speaking on 154. Your third fight is David Benavidez. With that being said, it's Cutthroat Media.